Jimmy. Lights, camera, action. Some people thought I quit and I ain't giving satisfaction. From a different era, writing rhymes up on napkins. What you had to say was more important, man, than trapping. Yeah, I'm talking back to speaking of... What's good, family, and welcome to another episode of Jimmy Bond's Podcast right here on WPEB Radio, 88.1 FM, 95.1 FM, West Philadelphia. What's good, family? What's good? What's good? We are back for another show, another week, another time for us to get it in as we love to do. And you know I can't forget the co-host. Our co-host, what up, Ty? How you feeling, boy?
Live from the 215, JV. Yeah, I got
you. Hit you off with that one, right?
Yeah.
Hit you off with that one, right? Ty T.Y., what's up, Ty? And you know I can't forget the other coach, lovely Miss Lady T. What's up, T? How you doing, mama?
How you doing, fellas? Thank you for the red carpet and the flowers. I appreciate them.
You know what we do. Bouquets of them, mama. Bouquets of them. Move right along, fam. Remember, you can call us with your comments or your questions at 215-472-0881. Again, it's 215-472-0881. You can also email us at jimmybondspodcast@gmail.com. Again, it's jimmybondspodcast@gmail.com. It's JIMMYBONDS podcast@gmail.com. Also, fam, remember you can follow us on Instagram at Jimmy Bond's Podcast, on Twitter at Podcast Bonds, and make sure you join Jimmy Bond Podcast Facebook group. Let's continue to open the dialogue. In addition, please make sure that you check us out each and every morning, 8 a.m. and 10 a.m. right on IlladelphiaRadio.com. Again, that's IlladelphiaRadio.com. Family, tonight.
Yes.
We have a special guest with us today, family. I'm so excited. The team is excited to have her in the building. We are happy to have her in the building.
Yes.
I think this is the first time that we're going to get to interview an author.
Yes.
Someone who writes. And I'm excited to really introduce her and bring her in and let the family hear her. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So shout out to the family. We thank y'all for listening each and every week. We thank y'all for y'all support. We thank y'all for just always tuning in and giving us the oomph sometimes that we just need. So,
did we do the drum roll?
let's do the intro.
All right, let's do this drum roll.
Let's do the intro. Perfect.
Oh, that was a good one.
Miss Lucinda Johnson is a native of Jacksonville and currently resides in Drexel Hill, PA. Recently, she authored her first novel titled Finding a Soulful Love, which centers on the journey taken by the main character, Cynthia, as she begins to search for love. This masterpiece and page-turner has been featured in Author Reputation Press and the Reading Glass Bookstore in New Jersey, just to name a few. Ms. Lucinda is also an executive at the Consortium Incorporated and has received her BS in accounting from Cheney University.
Hey,
Shout out to Cheney. Shout out to Cheney. Ms. Lucinda is an author, a storyteller, an executive, a realist, a communicator, an advocate for love and peace, a mom, and a grandmom. I like to describe her as persevering, resolute, purposeful, ardent, modest, embracing, sincere, passionate, honest, conscious, and revered. Ladies and gentlemen, let me introduce you to Miss Lucinda Johnson. Welcome to the show, Miss Lucinda.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Thank you for coming on. Thank you for coming on.
Yes.
T, let's give her a little. Let's give her some more. T, let's give her some more things.
If you insist.
I insist. T, I insist.
So, when I want to say our friends found out that Miss Lucinda Johnson was going to be joining us here in the studio, they all had some nice things to say.
Oh, they had some stuff to say, huh?
Oh, yeah, they have some nice things
What
to
they say, T? What
so
they say?
You know what I mean? So I was just like, who am I to hold this information for myself? So let's share it with our radio audience, all the nice things they had to say about Miss Lucinda Johnson.
If you can see her face right now, man, if you can see her face, you would pay money for that, okay?
Okay, so here we go. The first one that I'm reading right here is from Miss Angie Reed. I think you may know her.
Yes.
Shout out to Miss Angie.
Be a friend. Okay, it says, Lucinda Johnson reminds me of an oyster. The outer shell may be hard, so you think. But when you crack it open, getting to know her, seeing her heart is the same as laying your eyes on a delicate, priceless, rare pearl.
Oh,
Right? If you are in her heart, love flows. She is committed. She's giving. She expresses empathy. She is a sensitive woman who has encountered and pushed through adversity. She is an author in telling her life story, which means she is courageous. She is a loving and supportive mother and mom. And the list can go on and on. Lucinda Sen is my friend and my sister. I love and support her to the moon and back. Again, this is from Miss Angie Reed.
Oh, thank you, Angie.
I appreciate
Okay.
you, Miss Angie.
Right? Yeah, we all love Miss Angie, right? Okay, well, it doesn't stop there because I have another one here. Now, this one is from Miss Pam. Miss Pam Washington. We love Miss Pam.
Miss Pam.
Hey, Miss Pam.
Keep the office going.
Yeah. Okay. So this is what Miss Pam has to say. She says, we started as coworkers. Now I call her friend. Lucinda is the most kind, loyal, and strongest woman I know. She is by far one of the funniest. Okay. You're a woman a man needs. Looking forward to our future erotic novel.
Oh,
Mm.
Miss Pam.
Love you.
Miss
Okay.
Pam.
And that again, that is Miss Pam.
Miss Pam.
Now, this next one.
Goodness.
Now, this next person is a person who has a person of many words,
Oh, I know who this
but he
is.
kept it short and sweet.
I know who this is.
This is Mr. John Deal. Okay, yes, Mr. John Deal. Okay, now, Mr. John Deal says, Lucinda is one of the most thoughtful and considerate humans I've known. She always lets you know if you're doing good or not. I admire that in her. We love Mr. John. Mr. John is like very, very quiet. He's the person that you don't know is there, but he's there. You know what I mean? So
Shout
we
out
all
to
look
Mr.
forward.
John.
Yes, right.
The quiet
Love Mr.
assassin, as I say.
Yeah, that kind of person. Okay, and like I said, it doesn't stop there. Got more to read. It's okay. Okay, so this one, next one, comes from Miss Janellen Reese. Okay, Miss Janellen says, I met Lucinda Johnson in November of 2010 and instantly formed a work relationship with her. We shared and still share family stories and women-related issues and situations that created our bond. Lucinda proved to be inspirational, encouraging, and yes, sometimes bossy. But that is why we at the consortium love her. Congratulations on the success of your book, and we look forward to the next one. And again, that was from Miss Janelle Reese.
Oh,
Yes,
guys are just awesome.
but it's not done yet. It's not done yet.
Hold on,
It's-
we go. Let's read. We gonna read some more. We gonna hold those and we
Okay.
gonna read those after the break because
Okay.
I want to make sure we keep those in.
Okay,
Miss Lucinda, how are you feeling right now?
you're right over there,
done
Miss
had
Lucinda.
You didn't have an intro. You didn't have people talk about you.
Right now. T caught me off guard. For sure. She did not tell me this was going to take place.
Yeah, you know, like it's all good things. All good things. Showing nothing but love.
Today.
You saw her in the office all day walking back and forth. She didn't tell you nothing, huh? Not
at
a
all.
thing.
Not at all.
See, go ahead with your first question, sis.
Okay. Oh, well. Oh, here we are. All right. Well, here we go. Are you ready, Miss Lucinda? Well, you know what?
What's up?
Can I get a description of what I think her book, how
Of
I
course
feel
you
about her
can.
book? Okay?
Of course you can.
So, ladies and gentlemen, I took time out to read a little bit of Miss Lucinda's book. I'm kind of upset because I didn't finish reading all of it, because that's what happens when you're real busy or whatever. But from what I read, oh my goodness. Okay, so here we go. Just I mean, if you haven't got the book, if you didn't buy the book, you really need to, because this is where we at with it. Okay, this book gives me Shonda Rhimes, Lee Daniels, Ava DuVernay, and Tyler Perry all rolled up in one. Okay, so it's going to give you the drama of Shonda Rhimes, the dramatic storytelling like The Butler by Lee Daniels, the family history like Ava DuVernay, you know how she describes things in the TV show Queen Sugar, and the plot twist from every Tyler Perry show I've ever watched. Her book is just that good. You really need to read it. Okay. Now that's just me, how I feel about your book. And that's just me reading a couple of pages.
Now,
like I said.
I saw some
Thank
reviews
you.
too. That people have really been
Yeah.
talking about what the book means to them and how the book has touched their own lives
Mm-hmm.
and is shared. The story that was shared is a story of other people as well, and they felt like they could relate to it so personally. And I know, just reading the research that I've done, I could just see people really connecting with the novel itself.
Thank you.
And I think that takes sometimes when you tell your story, I'm not even gonna say it's your story. Sometimes when you tell a story, it's important that you connect with the reader. And I felt like, just reading from the reviews, a lot of people just connected genuinely to this novel. So with that being said, T, I know you got a question.
Yeah, I do. So, going off of what Jimmy said, we need to know, is this book fact or fiction?
Well, it's a little both
Okay.
because I write from experience.
Okay.
And then, of course, I extended on my characters in regards to those experiences.
Okay. So, okay, I get you a fact with a little bit of fiction in there.
Yes.
Okay. Got to make it juicy.
Gotta make it juicy. Gotta
Okay,
make
yeah.
it juicy.
That's the Tyler Perry coming out of you. Okay.
Brother Ty,
Yes.
go ahead, man.
So, Miss Johnson, what made you want to write this book?
Well, it initially started out with poems that I used to write for a friend of mine. And he enjoyed reading them and thought that I was good at putting words together. They were romantic poems that I would give to him. So he suggested that I write a book. He said, "You have a very creative mind, so you should write a book." So I took him up on it, sat down one day and started writing, and it just came to life.
Now, did Finding a Soulful Love start out as a poem and it just went off from there?
Blossom.
The blossom?
Yes, it did
Yeah.
start out as a poem.
Okay.
And then it's also includes family,
Okay.
love, and friendship love
Mm-hmm.
as well. Because your love doesn't just go to companionship. You want to have a soulful love with anybody that's in your vicinity, that travels with you, that works with you, that lives with you, that you share yourself with.
Okay. Yes.
I mean, that's a good segue, because I feel the same way. Like, the soulful love is not just, like you said, companionship. So my question is, why was Teresa and Christine so vital to Cynthia's journey?
They were vital in terms of family. I lived in Jacksonville with my grandmother, who I thought was, or Cynthia thought was, her mother. And when she moved from Jacksonville to Philadelphia, she thought she was leaving because her grandmother thought she was a little fast and she wanted to get her away from the boys in Jacksonville. So she brought her to Philadelphia. But once she got there, that's when she realized that the whole premise of the move was because she was sick and she felt that I should be with my real family now, my real mother. And that's why she found out that the mother was there. And she couldn't quite grasp being in this whole new environment. So she had to find someone that she could relate to. And that's where Teresa came in at.
Mm-hmm. That's an interesting piece.
And then with Christine, she was Cynthia's college friend. They kind of met. They were both kind of walking through campus and lost. So they connected on those terms, and then they became friends ever since. And then when she met her family, Christine's family just took her in as if she was always there.
Embracing.
And she just embraced her.
Yeah.
And they just became a family, and she felt good with that, and she became a vital part of her
Now,
her life.
I know this is a fiction, but it has a lot of personal sides to it.
Yeah.
So, the story of Cynthia, is that your story?
Yes.
Okay.
So, in reading that and understanding that, there are many people who are raised by their grandparents. Many. There's a lot of people who are raised by their grandparents.
Yeah.
And can you share a bit of what it was like to find out, if you can share that, Can you share a bit of what it was like to when you found out that your grandmother wasn't your mom, but your grandmother? What was that like for you?
But it was devastating at first because it changed your whole world.
Right.
And then you realize that, yes, a lot of people are raised by their family members, grandmothers, aunts, uncles. You have that. That's not something that doesn't exist.
Mm-hmm.
But in this case, it was more so that you were raised with your grandmother, but you didn't know that you was raised with your grandmother.
Yes.
That's the absence of that knowledge.
Yes.
So once that knowledge became a part of you, then it was harder because you felt like you had met more siblings.
Mm.
So it's not like you wasn't the only one. So it's like you're raising all of these other children, and then you still have this one and you're not. So that makes it hard to come back and jump into that environment.
Yeah.
It's not like everybody was raised by somebody different in the family. It was just you.
Just you.
So
a bit of isolation in a sense.
Yes, very much so.
Yeah, that's major. T, my bad. Go ahead.
Okay. What made you want to write this book? I mean, I know you said it started off as poems and it kind of flowed from there, but like, what made you really want to like just write a book and just throw it out there?
It became therapy.
Okay.
For me, a lot with dealing with past history.
Mm-hmm.
I was able to put it paper to pen to paper,
Mm-hmm.
and it kind of released some of that frustration. It's kind of released some of that anger that was there from the whole point.
Right.
And then I'm going to say that love
Mm-hmm.
always had this idea of what I thought it would be.
Okay.
So being able to write it down and then realize that a lot of these things that you were always fantasizing about or dreaming about
Mm-hmm.
were actually coming to a reality.
Okay.
Gave you another purpose to say, okay, I want to put this down to pen to paper so other people can read this and they can see that those dreams can come true.
Very
Yeah,
nice.
I know.
Right?
I know. I know.
I mean, wow. Yeah. Yeah. Wow.
And were you afraid to write this story? I mean, what was the point in your life when you said, you know what, I need to write this and put it in a book?
I was afraid initially.
Okay.
One, that it wouldn't be what I was trying to do, that it would be the book that I wanted it to be.
Yeah.
But as the more I wrote, the more I saw it happening, the more I realized that this could be a good book, and the fear just evaporated and it just became enjoyable.
Okay.
And I just had fun just writing it the rest out. It's, a mixture of fiction and experience. When you bring it together, you're like, oh, did I just write that?
Right.
And, it's like, that didn't happen, but it could have happened.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
This fantasy was there that you never thought could be there, but it's a fantasy that you can make real.
Okay.
Because a lot came from TV, certain shows that you watch, and you had that fear of doing those certain things.
Mm-hmm.
But then you say, okay, well, if I want to make it real, I need to try it.
Okay.
So
get
that
that.
helped to make the book easier to write. So
Mhm.
if I say I want to have this little thing where I drive up and down the highway in just a coat, like you're in Boomerang, but if you don't experience it, when you write it, you can't feel what you're writing. So with the experience of it, it helped me to feel what I was writing to make it more real.
Okay.
So
Yeah.
with that being said, did you like go to like different places, like different environments,
Yes.
and from there you? Played-
Yes, the club scene.
Okay. You was partying in the club.
You getting down over there, Mr. Sunday? Is that what was going down? You was in the party?
Going into the club and not being out there, raising kids and being married and not being in that scene. And then by the time you go back to it, you're kind of like out of the loop of things. So,
Yeah. Mhm.
the first experience was you got to dress what you
Like a deer headlights. Oh, what is that?
What's going on
Why
here?
am I here?
Well, why is no one asking me to dance?
Yeah.
And it's like, well, maybe because you dress like looking for your husband in the club.
That's a no, right?
And she must be looking for somebody the way that she's dressed. The only thing missing is the bonnet on her head, right?
I know, I get it. I definitely get it.
Okay.
Yeah,
I definitely get
it. And during that time, a lot of folks were doing the booty dance, and you turn around, and I'm like, no,
That ain't me.
She said,
Not my cup of tea.
I'm two-stepping over here. You don't see me two-stepping?
Right, so I need to go over on the quiet side where the older folks are sitting at, and let these young folks have their space over here.
She was just doing research. That's all she was. She was doing
That-
research. That's what she was doing.
Pretty much.
That's market research. That's what she was doing.
Yeah. You had to do that research if you want to feel what you write,
For sure.
so that your readers can feel what you're writing, because they could say, I did the same thing when I was in the club. Same thing happened to me.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
It makes it more real for the reader.
Yeah.
Okay.
Don't look for your mate in the club, y'all. Please. They might be there, but they might not be there. And we in the club, some way, shape, or form, something's jaded. So just make sure that you don't look for that person in the club. They not listen. We need to be sober, because you're not sober, you'll make some mistakes. My bad. But
I didn't find my soulmate in the club.
thank God, right? I mean, many people have, but I'm just saying.
Right.
I'm gonna read a passage to you. Now, I would like for you to explain what this passage might mean. And this isn't a passage from the book, but this is something I saw that was written about the book.
Okay.
So I'm gonna read this to you, and you tell me what this means, or what it means to you. May this work remind the readers that there is love that does not require perfection. When you hear that, as far as perfection, a lot of us feel like love has to be perfect. It has to be a perfect thing. But often it has to be perfect for us instead of perfect for what we might think love is. So,
That's true.
So from your experience, and even from your writing, what does that statement mean to you? The perfection of it.
I would say that means that, like you said, the two individuals that are in that relationship see their own perfection of that relationship. It's not based on what other people think.
Okay.
It's not based on what society thinks. It's based on what the two of you think that you're giving to each other.
Yeah.
And that makes your union what it should be in your mind.
Yeah.
And you leave the outside out of it.
And I think you hitting home on something, because I think a lot of times we get into relationships and we think about what it portrays in society, how this person or these people have to be in this relationship according to what society says these people should be. And I think, like you said, it has to be perfection within those two individuals.
With those two individuals.
And how they feel about each other. And that's the perfection of it. That's what makes it. Exactly. That's
their
what makes
own
it perfect.
union.
I'm digging that, Miss Lucinda. I like that a lot. I mean, I'm a hopeful romantic, not a hopeless romantic, a hopeful romantic. So I can say that, thinking about the concept of the book, what it's about, and never giving up on that love, never giving up to know that it's there. The one word that stands out from the title for me is soulful.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Exactly.
What's soulful? What is it? Why did you title it Finding a Soulful Love instead of Finding Love?
Love.
Because
Right.
you don't just feel that love in your heart. You feel it in your spirit. That's the difference there. It's in your spirit. You still feel you feel something just sort of flows through you when you in that person's presence.
Yeah.
You can still feel like day 1, day 20,
Yeah.
they still feel the same.
Yeah.
Year 1, year 20, it still feels the same. You haven't changed your heart or your spirit just because he or she may do something that you don't like. It's just all part of the relationship. It's all part of that union. You are there to please your mate, and your mate is there to please you, and you're not trying to compete with each other.
Yeah.
You're just being together and doing what you think she enjoys and what she think he enjoys.
Yeah.
You're looking at each other and not at yourself.
Definitely. Definitely. I love it. See, my bad. Go ahead, sis.
Okay. Let me see.
And
Have you found your soulful love partner yet?
Yes,
You have.
I have.
And how does that feel?
Like I see him today
Mm-hmm.
as I saw him day one.
Okay.
When I see that he calls,
Mhm.
it brightens up my day.
Mm-hmm.
There are times when it feels like when I'm at stress, especially with work, it's almost like he knows when I'm in that mode, and he can text me something that just puts a smile on my face and just makes everything better. So, and that's after being together for several years.
Okay.
And I still get like butterflies when I'm around
Aw.
him. I still just want to just grab him and hold him and not
Mhm.
let him go.
I love
And this
it.
is 20
Right.
years later.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I love it.
That's kind of awesome.
If you can find that mate, if you out there and you look, you need to find that. That's what you need to find. I don't care. Don't scroll on Instagram for this. You got to find that type of love, that soulful love. Man, tell you. Let me
Yeah.
tell you. let me tell you.
And
Let me
it's
tell you.
definitely not what other people think.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's only what you think. It's only what you feel and what you are giving in that relationship.
sure.
You're not even looking to say, if I give him this, will he give me that? I'm just giving what my heart wants to give, and he will receive it or not receive it. And if he's receiving it, then you know it's good.
Okay.
Hmm.
All
That's
right.
for sure.
Yes. Ms. Johnson, what challenges, if any, did you have when writing your book?
The challenge was at the beginning, with the fear of writing in the first place, not thinking that I could write a book to start. Like, where do you start?
Mm-hmm.
What's your plot? Are you going to be able to come up with this? What do you have to do to make all this happen? And being a hermit, it wasn't that easy because you had to come out of your shell
Mm-hmm.
to do a little bit. So it was, the fear was there. But once I got comfortable with it, I think by the time I got to I guess it's like chapter 15, where I started talking about the companionship love, then that part just kind of flowed. So then it became easy. The girls club that is in the book, that part was fun because, you like hanging out with your girlfriends, because
Right.
we have girls meetings and outings every now and then, and
Right.
you see how much fun and it's enjoyable. So the experience started happening and everything started flowing. It was just,
It was
It's a-
easy.
it was easy. It was very easy after that.
Mm.
Once you get past it, and you'd be surprised, as long as you have a creative mind, you can write a book.
Oh,
You
yeah.
just
The
have to be.
creativity is definitely there.
Yes.
I think I may write one.
Yes.
That's real.
Right. You'd be surprised at how you can just take one sentence of something that you enjoy and you can turn that into a couple of pages.
Yep.
Because you can just make it more creative and expand on a thought.
It's like I always say, like when I be writing lyrics, it takes one bar, and next thing you know, you got a whole song.
Yeah.
It's the jump start. Remember I was telling you this morning, let me jump my brain. Let me get my brain jumping.
Yes.
Let me get my brain jumping, because that creative, you got to tap into that creative side of yourself.
Yes.
One of the things I wanted to know, okay, I wasn't stalking you, but I was doing some research on you.
Yeah.
And I know you're very family. She said she saw it. I'm over here liking stuff. Let me like this. Yes, I like that too. But one of the things I noticed is that you're very family oriented, and you have a base within your family, the family you created.
Yes.
And my question is, what was the response of your family after you wrote this book? What did they feel once they saw the responses from the book itself? What did they say to you?
Well, they were good because I didn't say anything that they were mad about.
Okay.
So my youngest son, he just didn't want to see a whole lot of sex. Because he still thinks mom is supposed to be mom.
Yeah. Well, you ain't never gonna change, right?
Yeah, that's not gonna change for him. But he was okay after when he realized that it wasn't a dirty.
According to Miss Pam, it's coming. The next one coming.
Now
so
that one he probably won't read that.
See what Miss Pam done started.
Right.
Oh, I love
Because
it.
he's still a mama's boy, so he's still protective.
Yeah.
So, he didn't want to know that mom had relationships. But my friends enjoyed reading it. The family, when they read it, they just felt like I had a lot going on. And they would say, okay, we didn't know that this was part of your emotion. So they consider it to be a telltale story.
Okay.
Because, being the family and being based on experiences, they can see where they all fall into it.
They'd be like, oh, that's what that was.
Yeah. But what's interesting about that is that there's some aspects of my own mother's life that I wish I knew. Relationships or whatever it is. I wish I had known some of those experiences that she went through, because I think I would understand her better.
That's true.
So
you would.
It even though I know your son is probably like, Mom, I don't want to hear all this, but we don't share a lot with our children about things that we think that they don't need to know about. And sometimes when you reveal yourself to them, it can kind of be like a shock value. Like, oh, Mom, I didn't even know that.
Yes.
And so did you receive a lot of, Mom, I had no clue.
Yes.
Okay.
I did have a lot of that. We didn't know that you went through this, even though we know that a lot of it is expanded and that it didn't all exactly happen to you, but it was the core of it that did.
Yeah.
And then they saw that and they were like, oh, okay. But my youngest, like, he doesn't want to know stuff about me, but he has no problem telling me everything about his life. he has no problem saying that.
Ears over there
Mom, guess
burning.
what happened? You ain't gonna believe this. Guess what happened?
Like, my ears.
Yeah, sometimes I think he forgets that I'm not your friend.
She's like, I didn't need to know all of that.
Yeah. So, but with my siblings, by not growing up with them, and when you're in a gathering and they're talking about all their experiences that they had, you do feel isolated because you wasn't there to experience that as well. And then it kind of brings back up those emotions too.
Yeah. Yeah. No matter how old we get, I think those things still stay, particularly with family. I mean, my story wasn't like yours exactly, but I have a whole side of my family I don't know. I don't know who they are. I mean, I know them. I know who they are as face and last name and everything, but I don't know them.
Right.
And, like you said, you would come around them and they would have these experiences that you weren't a part of. And it would make you feel like, man, it's kind of weird. Like, I know we blood family, but I don't really know you.
I don't know you like that.
And I guess it's to some extent having even based in the story, but having people outside of the family that you create or you make your family or you're taking in or something of that nature, like, gives you a different understanding of who you are.
Yes. I love my family that I have created in my life these days. They are beautiful people.
Yeah. And they're there for you. Your core, what you've created, what you need for yourself. And yeah, I mean, I speak on that all the time because it's critical. You have to create places and people, or you have to create spaces with people that not just beneficial, but pour into you and add value to who you are and appreciate you for who you are. And I can see that piece in the story was a critical aspect in terms of just you kind of looking at things differently.
Yes, they accepted me for who I am and not for who they wanted me to be. They just took me as I was. So it makes it more genuine.
Definitely. See?
Okay, so how long did it take you to write this book?
It took about a year to write it because, I was working.
Mm-hmm.
So I did have to put it down here and there. Then there were times when the parts that would come up that would be very emotional because there's a lot of emotion in the book as well. So during those times, you had to step back,
Take a break,
get yourself back,
mm-hmm.
and then you can come back and finish working on it.
Okay.
Yeah, and then because it's emotional, it's fun. There's some tears,
Right,
and there's some you go girl.
Oh yeah, a lot of you go girl. Okay.
So that about a year.
Okay. Okay. So, and then I guess my next question is because this all happened a while ago. So why now versus why not then?
I guess I can say I wasn't in that place.
Okay.
I didn't have someone to inspire me to write a book because no one's ever suggested to me that I write a book.
Yeah.
I've had relationships and I've given them poems, but no one's never accepted them the way that he did.
Okay.
So that gave me that encouragement because he inspired me to do it. He encourages a lot of things that I do. So that gave me the strength to go ahead and do that.
Okay.
Yeah, he was my main supporter.
It's nice to be heard.
Yes, he heard me. Yeah, he did.
Okay.
He did. So yeah, he's the first person that just said you should write a book, and I was already enjoying life at that point, so I said, why not give it a try?
There you go.
That's wow.
What is the message in the book?
The message in the book is that love is out there. Don't give up. Don't put yourself in situations that doesn't give you love, that you feel you have to do it because you have no choice. You do have a choice, and you should, one, love yourself. And once you love yourself and you know what you want to give of yourself, then you can go ahead and find that love that you're looking for. It's only hard if you don't love yourself and if you accept what you don't want to accept.
You might want to do a few speaking engagements.
Tell her, right?
And had a book there as well.
Oh yeah, by the way.
Yeah.
If you're looking for Miss Lucinda, I got her email for you, okay?
Yeah, it's an experience. It's just that you don't have to settle. I realized that I did not have to settle. You learn your experiences, your history, your past is your experience, and you're supposed to learn from your experience. You're not supposed to keep thriving on what's not good.
Yeah.
You're supposed to take that and move to what's better for it.
But you said something, because people can go through relationships or even through family and have traumatic experiences and, be hurt by it. And just, I'm never doing that again. They could have that kind of philosophy. I'm never doing that again. Like, I will never do that again. And sometimes I genuinely think people want to be loved and people want to give love in a general kind of sense.
They do.
And as much as people talk about, I'm cool by myself, I'm fine. Sometimes that's true. But sometimes there's a need for companionship. I don't think God put us on the planet to be alone. I don't believe that.
Right.
So I was always fascinated just by that. If you really want to find love, you won't give up on it. No matter how the experiences that you've had, the hurt that you've been through, the trauma that you've been through, you still won't give up on it.
You still won't give up.
If you really want to find that person in your life, you can be good by yourself. You can. I'm not saying you can't, but we all want to be loved.
Right. And sometimes you can even be in that love and don't know it because, again, you're too busy, listening to what other people say about their relationships. So you're trying to base yours on that. Or you too busy saying, okay, the little things that really doesn't mean that much. You emphasize on them, and then the person that you with will get to a point where they're like, I've done all I can do. You still want to be this way because of what outside influence is bringing to you, and you end up losing somebody that's good. That's why you can also find that sometimes that person that you were with 10 years ago that you left because of all the pettiness, you realize you're going through a couple of relationships and they're not working out. And then you can end up being back with that person because you realize all the stuff that you was doing was causing that person not to be with you at that time. But now you have grown and you can see the importance of it. And then you can kind of bring yourself back together, because you do see a lot of relationships out there that reunite after so many years.
They rekindle, for sure.
Because you know what? Like I say all the time, people ask me, oh, did you ever regret such and such a relationship? And I'm like, no, each relationship that I've been in have all been learning lessons. Yeah.
The song, Eric Roberson.
Okay.
He has a song.
Find a love. Find a way. Find a love.
The other one that says, if it wasn't for all my past love led me to you.
Is that past paradise?
I'm
a fan of
everyone. Go ahead, Ty.
Might have to play it on break.
We have to figure that out.
Yeah, a friend of mine, Eunice, she turned me on to that song when I was doing a interview, a Zoom interview, and then they asked me for a song, and she sent me that song, and I listened to it. And when you listen to it, it literally tells you that, all the past failures I've had led me to you.
Yeah.
Would you say that, just based on your experience, your lens, would you say that finding a soulful love is different based on generations or based on your experience? Because
Experience.
Experience.
I would say more experience. With generations, I think things change based on generations, again, because you're looking at what other people were doing.
Okay.
You say, okay, back in the day, it was okay for the word submissive to be used.
For sure, back in the day.
You back in the day, it was nothing. Yeah, I'm submissive,
Whereas
Obey. Now...
Don't tell no woman she's submissive.
Exactly.
No,
but
you
could
not
be doing the same thing
that
they were doing back then, but you just don't want that
word as a trigger
to be it's a trigger.
Yep.
But you are taking care of your man. So, but just don't call me submissive.
Point taken. Ty? Point. Just remember. Don't call it submissive. Ty.
That is not my vocabulary.
No, I am removing it.
Yeah, just don't use the word.
Yeah.
But I can still take care of you like my grandma took care of my grandfather.
Definitely.
Right.
They had no problems with that word.
Okay.
We seem to have a problem with it.
I mean, I don't know why we have a problem with it, but I guess we do, don't we?
Yeah, we
do.
Yeah, we
Major.
Yeah,
Society has changed. You know what I mean? So,
Yeah.
Yeah, and that 50-50 thing.
Yeah.
Oh, for sure.
You don't like the 50-50 either? Yeah,
I'm just saying, I grew up in an era where, the men used to be the breadwinners and the moms stayed home with the children and the moms tended to the house. And now is mom and dad both have jobs. If mom and dad both have to tend to the house and tend to the children. So yeah, it's a 50-50 situation now. But back in the day, it all fell on the breadwinner, who most likely was the father.
You want to know why? Because bread cost 50 cents back then. That's why.
Yeah.
It was a little bit different, a whole little different
Whole
little situation.
Yeah.
Matter if I said 50 cents, it probably was a nickel to a quarter back then.
Yeah.
Oh, stop.
Lessons. It's called lessons.
It's called
Lessons. Okay.
Lessons. Yeah. That's love, man. Look at this. See, this kind of stuff I live for, right?
Mm-hmm.
Lucinda, you okay over here? You good?
I'm fine.
Fantastic.
Okay. All right.
Fantastic. We're going to take a quick break.
Okay.
All right, we're going to take a quick break. We're going to come back, have some more stuff, have some more Miss Lucinda Johnson talking about her book, Finding a Soulful Love.
Yes.
I am enjoying this, family. I really love this. This is dope. This is kind of stuff I'll talk about. But I'm just sitting there. I got so many more questions coming in my mind right now, so just bear with me. But family, we're going to take a quick break. Remember, you call us with your comments or your questions at 215-472-0881. Again, it's 215-472-0881. You can also email us at jimmybondspodcast@gmail.com. Again, it's jimmybondspodcast@gmail.com. It's JIMMY BONDS podcast at gmail.com. You listen to Jimmy Bond's podcast right here on WPEB Radio, 88.1 FM, 95.1 FM, West Philadelphia. We'll be right back.
All right, JB, thank you. Fairmount Park Organic Recycling Center. He's not here tonight. Okay. Imhotep is not here
Where'd
tonight.
he go? Where'd he go, though?
He'll be back next week. All right. City residents can get up to 30 gallons of free compost, wood chips, and mulch. The Fairmount Park Organic Recycling Center is located at 3850 Fort Road, opening Monday through Friday, 8 a.m. to 2:30 p.m. and Saturdays, 8 a.m. to 11:30 a.m. Please bring your own shovel and buckets. That's free organic materials at the Fairmount Park Organic Recycling Center. This has been a public service announcement from 88.1 WPEB, West Philadelphia's Community Radio. We'll be back.
And welcome back to WPEB Radio, 88.1 FM, 95.1 FM, West Philadelphia. Welcome back. Jimmy Bond's podcast. Got the team here. Got Miss Lucinda Johnson here with his family talking about her book, Finding a Soulful Love. Remember, you can call us with your comments or questions at 215-472-0881. Again, it's 215-472-0881. You can also email us at jimmybondspodcast@gmail.com. Again, it's jimmybondspodcast@gmail.com. It's JIMMYBONDS podcast@gmail.com. And as we come back from break, I wanted to make sure that we got some listeners out there. So shout out to all the listeners.
Yes.
We love y'all for chiming in and texting in and telling us what's going on. This is great to hear. So T, what you got for us?
Yes, T.
Well, I have maybe 4 more pages of things that have been said about Miss Lucinda Johnson.
Let's read them.
Should I read all 4 of them or just 2 at
Give me
a
2.
time?
Give me 2. Give me 2.
Of them?
Yes.
Okay. All right. So this one here, she'll figure out who it is by the time I'm finished with it.
This must be good.
Okay. Have you ever met a person and asked the question, who did I just meet? Like, really, who was that? Lucinda Johnson is that person. Her energy is unmatched in a good way. She's the type of person that floats into a room with her own theme music. I call her Flight of the Bumblebee. You look forward to her presence because you know you're guaranteed to have a great conversation, and with that comes some knee-slapping laughter. Okay? She is awesome. I'm happy to say I know her. That's my girl. That's Lucinda Johnson. Okay? I wish her nothing but the best, sprinkled with glitter, butterflies, and cotton candy. Everyone needs a Miss Lucinda in their life. Sincerely, your girlfriend, Lady T.
Oh, you? Because I know she like the butterflies.
I knew it was her when she said butterfly.
Butterfly. If she said butterfly or buttercup, I would have been like, I know that.
Yeah, she said buttercup, then I
I
definitely
would have known
know.
exactly who that was.
Yeah, because we got another person that loves butterflies too. She makes my day. She comes in and she always got a smile for you. You walk past her desk and it's like, okay, it's going to be a good day.
Yeah.
And then you sit in the office and you're getting a little frustrated when I don't have my significant other making me feel good. I can go out to her desk and we can smile, we can laugh, and we can just go back and get back at it.
Yeah, go back to work.
She's very good with that.
Yeah, when I say Flight of the Bumblebee, this one in the office, oh my goodness. Dun, 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 dun. She all over the place. But I love it. It's, like I said, great energy, unmatched.
Love it.
Yeah.
Thank
Well,
you.
you're very welcome. And then I have another one here. And this one is from Eunice. Here we go.
You
So
reached out
Eunice
to her
says,
Okay.
Lucinda is a very kind-hearted, selfless, and thoughtful person. She's always willing to always give her assistance no matter what or the cost. Lucinda creates a very comfortable working environment with her laughter. She's such a pleasure to have as management. Get her book and you'll see her sensitive side. Sincerely, Eunice.
Oh, that's so
Aw.
sweet.
Shout out to Eunice.
Yes,
Yeah.
right? We love
Shout
Eunice.
out to Eunice. We love all the people who wrote in with
Yeah.
great admiration for Miss Lucinda. I think I think sometimes you don't know what people think of you. You just, you're just yourself, and you just walk around. You do you. You don't know the impact you make in their lives. So I'm sure you sitting here listening to this, like,
Are you serious right now?
Yeah. Like if I could,
in tears.
I'm telling you, if I could tell y'all, normally we describe stuff visually for you, but she's sitting right here, and I can look at her and tell that this is touching her emotionally.
But she's such a wonderful person.
And you deserve all the love. If you exuding that love, you deserve all that love back, and that's what I love. I love this.
I thank them all.
I mean, like when I tell you,
Surprise.
I put out a mass email and I was like, Miss Lucinda is going to be on a radio show. And I would just like for you guys to just give me a small statement, something small about Miss Lucinda. Man, when I tell you, I was just like, I asked for a small statement. I was like, hold on, I'm gonna have to narrow this down. So let me see if I could chop this in half. You know what I mean? Yeah, like, and it was, these emails were coming back to back. And I was like, I said a small statement.
Wow.
So yeah, for somebody who is looking for a soulful love, you have a family of love at the consortium.
They are my family too.
Yeah, they are.
Yes, they are.
Yeah.
Yes,
I need to
they
get
are.
a job there. Is that kind of love over there? Time?
Yeah.
If I gotta go apply, because where I be at, they don't give me no love like that. They be looking at me crazy. Well, I ain't no window, but I'm just
Yes.
saying. I'm just saying.
You're
Where I
right.
was previously.
They're coming to 3751. You have to come as family.
Yeah.
That is a family environment there. We won't have it any other way.
That's good. Because if I'm with you for 8 hours of the day, we need
You
to
better
be.
be.
Family. We need to be family. Yeah.
Okay. So, can I start
Yeah,
off
of course
with
you
another
can.
question?
Go right ahead.
Okay.
Oh. Wait a minute.
Wait a minute.
So wait a
Pause,
minute.
Wait a minute.
Look like the phone's blowing.
Phone.
Let's see how we do. I don't know if we're gonna get this popping. We're gonna see what happens.
Yeah, let's go.
Sis, go right ahead. Go right ahead. Ask your question.
So I'll
Yeah.
ask my question. Would you like your book to be turned into a movie?
I would.
Okay.
I can I can see certain phases of it, and I can see that it would be a good movie. I think it would really be a good movie.
Okay. So, if you had a choice, who would you want to be playing the character of Cynthia?
Of Cynthia, they would have to be feisty.
Mm-hmm.
I think. I would say Kerry Washington would be a good.
Really?
choice.
Because I was thinking Angela Bassett.
She would be good too.
Yeah, but
She's
I like Kerry
feisty.
Washington.
Yeah, I like Kerry because I've seen her feistiness.
Okay.
I've seen how she can be.
Okay.
I watched Angela Bassett. She was feisty in the Tyler Perry movie that I saw her in.
Okay.
And I see her now on 911.
Yeah.
But she's more conservative
Mhm.
one there.
Yeah.
But Carrie's always been feisty.
Okay.
She's been my girl.
I just think of what's the movie where Angela Bassett throws the match into the car and the car blows up?
Oh, that was the one with Whitney Houston.
Yes. Yeah. When it's the four of them.
Hey, that ain't Stella got a groove back. What's up? What's up?
No, not Stella.
What is it?
Oh, it's a good one too. Waiting to Exhale.
Waiting to Exhale.
Waiting
Yes,
to
Waiting
Exhale.
to
Yeah.
Exhale.
Saying I like,
Yeah, she was very good in that.
Yeah, that's
movie.
so that's the reason I say Angela Bassett. Like, you know what I mean? Like how she just walks about. You know what I mean?
Yes, she was very good in the movie.
Yeah, but okay, I see your Kerry Washington. I see that.
Yeah.
I see that. Okay.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
Good answer.
Go ahead, I'm a bit.
What was your feeling like when you completed the book and you knew that this is it, publish it, let's go? What was that feeling like?
When I finished the book, I felt really proud
Okay.
that I did had this accomplishment. I praise God for it because it was a talent that He gave me
Mm-hmm.
that I didn't know I had. So you have to give all praise to Him. So that was the first part. And then once I was able to get it to a publisher, because it's self-published, once I was able to get it to someone there, I was like, okay, so they liked the book. They had to read the book to be willing to take that chance. So that made me feel good as well.
Wow.
Mm.
So it was a great accomplishment.
Okay.
It's a very big accomplishment.
Oh no, it's real big. I mean, you go from the stages of it. Everyone knows no one knows the process that you went through with it, but to finish it and then self-publish it and then get it published, and then just from there to now, I'm sure it's like, wow, sure this blows your mind.
Yes, even now as I read the reviews that people have out there on Amazon and Goodreads, there are some very good reviews, and they see the book. They read it and they feel it, like they're part of that story from all the reviews I've seen, which is the very next thing that makes me feel that the accomplishment that I made in this was great. Because they're not just reading just like, just something. They see what the reader is getting exactly what I want the reader to get out of the book, to be able to see that things can be what you want them to be.
I mean, speaking on that, can you share a bit about what your book signing was like? What that experience was like for you?
Yes, the last book signing I had was the Saturday before Mother's Day.
Yep.
Okay.
That was a big accomplishment. I sold 25 books at that signing.
Yeah.
I had conversation with several people because they were just reading the synopsis of the book through conversations. So that was good. It was very good. And it was very satisfying.
See? Don't let me write a book.
I was about to ask you, I would like to write a book. Any suggestions, recommendations as far as?
Like I say, you just have to have that creative mind.
Yeah.
And if you want your readers to feel what you write, you want to make sure that you write from some experience, because that gives you more, what's the word I'm looking for? When you're writing from more ammunition. Yes. And it can enhance your writing as well.
Okay.
Because you're like, okay, I've done that. Now let me sit and think, and put some smiles on your face too, because when depending on what you're writing about, oh, okay, you know what? And then you say, I can expand on that. Let me add to this, and then I can go out and do it and see if it really works that way. Okay. There's some pieces in the book where in relationships, the small things that we take for granted, or shouldn't be making a big deal out of, like leaving the cap off the toothpaste. I hear a lot of people can have a big fight over something like that, when all you really need to do is just, that's who that person is. Why am I going to? If he keeps doing it, that's obviously who that person is. And if he keeps doing it, maybe he gets maybe he gets some kind of joy out of me putting that top back on there. It makes him feel some kind of way that, you do it, because you never know what little thing somebody else might like when you think it's like, not important. But, some things just makes people think that.
You can tell T over there having some issues.
I apologize, because the first thought that came to my head is when you are in a fresh relationship and you first move in together and he leaves the toilet seat up, and you go to the bathroom in the middle of the night and you almost fall in the toilet, and you like, how many times have I asked him to put the toilet seat down?
And then after a while you realize, I just need to turn that light on and just put that lid down. And
no zombie walking into the bathroom in the middle of the night.
She need to teach a class, bro. Miss Lucinda
put that light in there.
Right, turn your flashlight on your phone. Just turn the phone on. Check it out. Make sure you're good. Yeah, I'm good. All clear. All
For
clear.
a woman, that is not a good experience in the middle of the night.
And he gonna keep doing it. So it's like,
oh my goodness.
Let me just take a minute, put that seat down, and just go ahead and use the bathroom, and just going back in the room.
The technology, they might come out.
Maybe just pop him in the head and just say, you did it again.
Kudos to Brian, because he finally got it.
No chemical kit or nothing like that?
No chemistry set.
Chemistry set.
She said, pop him in the head. There you go.
Yeah.
Especially when he sleep.
Tell you again.
Hit him when he sleep.
Yeah, what was that for? You left to see that.
Oh, I got you.
Well, they got smart refrigerators, smart stoves. They'll be coming out with a smart toilet.
They got smart toilet.
Smart toilet.
It'll be, put the seat down. The seat will go down.
Okay.
Go ahead, T. You good.
My next question. How has becoming an author changed you?
Well, it hasn't changed me.
Really?
No, I'm still the same. I just feel like another accomplishment has been made in my life. Very satisfying one. And I'm going to look at writing my next book.
Okay, because that
So
was going to be my next question.
Contrary to what Pam wants me to write,
Okay.
it won't be that. It won't be that hardcore.
But we.
Will the next book be like a part 2 or something totally different? Or you can't give that up yet?
I can't give that up.
Yeah, all right,
yet.
okay.
Yeah, I
all
can't
right.
give that up yet.
All right.
So I'm not quite sure which angle I want to take it in yet, but the thoughts are there. So I've started writing, but I just, haven't decided if I want to take what I've written so far and expand it in a different direction.
Will your sons be able to read the second book?
Let's see, if I work with Pam, no.
Yeah, listen. Shout out to Miss Pam.
And it won't just be them. It won't be through the office either.
I feel you on that.
Yeah, it would definitely have to be under an alias name, a pseudonym.
Okay.
If I did something that core.
Okay. All right.
Can I go to church for a little bit? Real quick? Can we go to church? I want to read something real quick.
Okay.
1 Corinthians chapter 13.
Oh.
Miss Lucinda's like, what is that? You should see her face right now. You see her face. I always thought sometimes stuff in the Bible just be all like doom and gloom. Praise God, okay? But this particular thing I saw, I thought was critical. Love is patient. Love is kind. It does not envy. It does not boast. It is not proud. It does not dishonor others. It is not self-seeking. It is not easily angered. And keeps no records of wrongs.
Couldn't have said it better.
Yeah? Yeah. I mean, I got that from your page. That's where I pulled that from. It hit me home. I mean, I look at this and I can relate to it so much because it's true. As you get older and as you learn these things, I think when we're younger, we're fast paced. We get everything to happen right away, right now. But I definitely believe love is patient.
Very patient.
And it's kind. And it does not envy.
Yeah.
It does not boast. It is not proud. It does not dishonor others. It is not self-seeking. It's not easily angered. And it keeps no record of wrongs. So that last part I love too. Keeps no record of wrongs. If you love me, don't be bringing up stuff 4 years that happened 4 years ago and be like, you remember you did X, Y, Z. If you love me.
I'm just saying.
People in church talk about, I love him, but remember what he did back 5 years ago? I mean, unless I did something real bad, you know what I'm saying? But if it was,
I'm just saying,
by accident, I popped a tire, you know what I'm saying? By accident, like, don't hold that against me forever, you know what I mean? But listen, let me ask you.
It's almost like you got a weapon in your back pocket.
No, but that's the thing. They always have a weapon in their back pocket. And they pull it out anytime. I'm going to get you.
Just saying.
No, see, look at T. T, no.
Look, I didn't change my whole body position.
T is one of them.
Look, I got a black and white composition book.
She has to. She's like, oh yeah, I'm gonna jot this down.
On
In 2007,
yeah.
Monday, 8 p.m.
April 17th.
Exactly.
You were wearing blue jeans and a black shirt.
Remember
with
that?
your Nike Jordans.
Remember you had that on?
And do you remember that day?
Because what had happened was,
and
we're
very good at that.
Yes.
Yeah, we remember.
Oh, yeah, your memory of an elephant.
I mean, you thought I was joking when I said I have a black and white composition book?
No, I know you have a black and white
composition book.
I didn't think you was joking. I knew you. That was dead true. That
For
was dead
sure.
serious.
Look, this is the reason why Miss Lucinda is like my new best friend. Because I was like, oh, really? You can write a book about something? Oh, hold on. Let me see. How do I edit my book?
Don't start now. Don't get T started.
What do I do? How do I
get T started now. That composition book turned into a chemistry set. We can't have that these days.
Honey, I got
Yeah,
stories to tell.
There is don't hold anything against me, no wrongdoings. That does become hard for a lot, male and female, because you won't let it go. You say you do,
but you don't.
But you really don't. When something happens and you don't, especially if something happens and you can't really make it to be what you want it to be to get to that person because it really wasn't that big in the first place, you're going to go back in your bag of tricks and pull something out because you got to win. And that's when you bring it to the forefront.
Now, but see, hold She talking about something. She talked Miss Lucinda. Now this is from the mouth of a woman. She said, "You gotta win." Right?
Oh.
And you women know, and I'm not gonna say you women, it's a general statement, a blanket statement. I'm not trying to go there. But we have a woman telling us,
be careful with your words, brother.
listen,
Please, just be careful.
He's already on it, right?
listen, so before my phone start blowing up and being all kind of crazy.
He knows. Who knows?
I'm going to start my car right now because I don't know what's going to happen.
Before my phone gets blowing up and people calling me and texting me and all kind of stuff.
Choose your words wisely.
Try to get at me for being crazy. But she said it though.
See, he's a good man. He already know that one special phrase.
I pay
Careful
attention
with
and
your
listen.
words.
Yes. Pay attention and listen.
Yeah, you pay attention, listen.
Just pay attention and
Nah,
listen.
what they say, rule of thumb, don't say nothing.
Just pay attention and listen.
Just don't say nothing.
You know,
She could be completely wrong. Just don't say nothing.
nothing.
Bro. Just
Well,
don't
that's
say
the
it.
reason why I had my 4 C's. You know what I mean? The care, the commitment, consistency, the compromise. Ooh, they don't 4 C's
Whatever.
get you through a lot.
These are the same women that we talk about, they want compromise, but don't want to do 50-50.
Well, 50-50 is hard for some people, because everybody can't bring 50-50 to the table.
Well, see, like I don't mind compromising.
Yeah, so.
It all depends on what we're compromising about.
Yeah.
Is it really a 50-50 though?
No, I
Is it?
I don't believe now.
It's not.
Because I
It's
don't
not.
believe in that.
No.
That it's not a 50-50.
It's not a 50-50.
It's the two of you being in a union together, and each other is accepting what the other person has to offer.
Yes.
Sure. I cook, you can cook. If you don't cook, you do something else. We make it work when we're working together.
Right. Yeah. And that's the communication. It's consistency. That's care. That's compromise. Look, I'll make all of the sides. You go ahead and grill and you make the meats. Now, if I wash,
each other are capable
you
of
dry.
I mean, that's the way it's supposed to be, though.
You would think.
You know each other,
Yeah.
and you're working to do what pleases the other person.
Right.
I think as long as we're not making a relationship about ourselves, then we're good.
That's the key.
That's the key. You make your relationship for the other person. And
Yes.
and as if that other person is receiving it, they're going to automatically come back to you with the same way.
For sure.
And it just works.
For sure.
It just works.
For sure. I have a question.
Okay.
So, a lot of times they think men are not into love and sensitivity and that kind of thing. Ms. Lucinda, what has been the response from your male readers in reference to your book?
I had a couple of guys that have come up to my table that have purchased the book and they walked away and they glanced through it. And then I actually had some that had come back because I glanced through your book. And the only thing that they really point out in there is that how do I get someone to let the little things go?
Oh, I'm sorry.
We're in the Love Lounge with Miss Lucinda Johnson.
Listen, if you need a call, call us.
So hold on. If they need to call, what's the number? What's the number if they want to call?
Oh, now I don't even have my. Listen, the ready.
Call you.
Okay. Well,
Tell her to call you.
She's like, I ain't giving that rest my
I'm
number.
not
Crazy.
putting my number out on.
I'm
okay.
saying whoever that is, tell them to call you.
Okay.
Okay.
Well, we're having difficulties with the radio station's phone, so please forgive us on that.
Okay.
Yeah, but they want to give it to their wives. They just look at the book, and and a couple of them have said that I think I have a soulful love. I think my wife will enjoy reading the book. So they've been positive. I had a close friend of mine, he read the book. He said he normally don't read romance novel.
Yes.
But because I wrote the book, he read it and he thought it was awesome.
See?
It is definitely a page turner. It is definitely a page turner.
But yeah, I mean, but you're hitting something though, because I always felt like there's a stereotype about men that we don't like romantic movies, so we don't like to be romantic, or we don't like love, or that we're not into that, or that ain't our forte. That's not the truth. It's not the truth at all. And if anything, sometimes we even read stuff to learn more about our partner. You know what I mean?
Educate.
It just to educate yourself in terms of that.
And
Now,
please don't believe everything that you read in the magazine Maximum.
no, I don't read that stuff.
Yeah, please don't.
That stuff is toxic. That's not gonna be legitimate. I mean,
that's that
outside in. Yeah, no, you don't let that outside. You don't. No.
And please
toxic.
don't, and ladies, please don't go by the questions that they have in the back of the cosmetology.
Do not base your relationship off of stuff you see on Instagram or anything of that nature.
Any kind of magazine.
Because you gonna be up the creek if that's the case. Like,
Your score was a 12.
I don't think we're compatible. Are we compatible? No.
According to the magazine. Because you put sugar in your grits.
Yeah, I think with my relationship, my man, he actually taught me more about love than I did him. He taught me more. I learned more from him. I learned that softness, that kindness, how to accept love, because I had a lot of anger and a lot of disappointments in relationships before I got there.
Yeah.
So he was kind, he was patient, and he was gentle. And I think I can honestly say he taught me how to love.
Yeah.
Sound like a music song. I love that. That's exactly
Hold
what
on,
I
did you
love.
get those lyrics? Still got those lyrics? Did you write those lyrics down?
That's a song right there.
That's what I'm just saying.
That is a song.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a music soul child too. That teach me how to love. Like that's the thing. Like, but I love the fact that she said that from her experience, it was her mate, her partner that taught her how to love.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of times you don't hear that from men. You know, or women even say that they learned it from their man or their partner. Like, you don't hear that a lot. That is a rare occurrence.
Yeah.
So I love it. I feel like that's the key. Like, I'm the type of person where I would hope that my partner would learn some things from me in some kind of way, and I would learn some things from her, so that it could be a easy coexistence, not a difficult one.
Right.
You know?
Yeah, like Brian and I, we've been in this relationship for 28 years. I've known him since 1990. He was my high school sweetheart. I actually ended up marrying my high school sweetheart. So, like, how crazy is that? But from knowing him since I was a teenager to getting together as a serious couple in our 20s, and now I'm not in my 20s anymore.
I was going to say, you said 28 years?
28 years. and we've been in this relationship for 28 years. But you can just imagine some of the things that we did when we were in our 20s versus where we are now. Totally different. And I'm still surprised that he still is married to me. I'm surprised that I didn't scare him, because if anybody know me, I'm part crazy. Yeah, so, you know what I mean? And, you know, like, people see Brian and they say to him, blink twice if you need help. So,
Brian, bro, I hope you're okay over there, bro. Just know we praying for you.
But, you know, relationships they're not hard. They just take a lot of work. You know what I mean? And you have to consistently be willing to work on a relationship in order for it to be what you need it to be, or be what you want it to be.
Which is a soulful love.
Right. And I always say, we work. And when we're at the office or wherever we are giving that job our all.
Mm-hmm.
Everything to make sure you don't lose it.
Right.
You are working.
Right.
You need to do the same thing in your relationship if it's worth having.
Did y'all hear that? Did you hear what she just said?
Mm-hmm.
Like that is the epitome of what needs to be said. We put so much emphasis on our job. We give so much time and energy to our job, but sometimes we don't give the same energy to our relationships, because you could lose that job tomorrow. But what's your relationship going to be? You know, how is that going to sustain itself? Like you say, you do all you can not to lose your job, but you don't really care about losing a relationship. At least one that you want to keep.
Right.
You know, somebody make you mad, you're like, I don't care, I'm out, peace.
Yeah.
But it's did you work at it?
Right.
You know?
And sometimes I think some people get so wrapped up in their work career that they forget how to balance their life.
Yes.
And, you know, it's just like, we get it. That's your job. But here as well, and I don't want you to blink and I'm gone. So work out a balance.
Yeah.
Learn how to give your hours while you're at work, but also learn how to give some hours when you're not at work. And it can't always be about work all the time. You have to be mindful that you are in a relationship. I think some people just get so caught up with just being at work all the time. And even when they're off work, they're still thinking about work and they're ignoring the person that's in front of them.
I had that issue. Like I said, had.
Yeah, keyword.
I had that issue.
We kind of know how to set it down where he does, because I do get wrapped up in the work, being the controller and whatnot. And if I keep going on, he'll just shut it down. And then I know that I've gone too far.
Mhm.
So it's like that sign, you need to shut it down. And then I can
Focus
shut
on
it
what's in
down.
front of you.
I always
Yes.
talk about that.
Yeah.
That's a critical point. I had to tell my partner, hey, tell me when I'm going crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Because I will go down a rabbit hole and stay in a rabbit hole and be like, just going in circles, not circles, but just, I got to do this. Now I got to knock that out. Now I got to do this. Next thing I do, I got to call that person. And she's sitting right next to me. Like, that's not good. I shouldn't do that. I mean, so it's something that you had to work on
Mm-hmm.
in terms of just really, like, leave work at work.
Yeah.
You know, when you
So
come.
that's when you're working together.
Yeah.
You know, I see where you headed, and I don't want you headed in that direction. So I'm going to be there and help you and bring you back to where you need to be.
For sure.
Yeah.
For sure.
Like I could consistently remind Brian to take time for himself, because if he's no good to me, then he's not going to be any good at work. And so sometimes I have to remind him, like, I created a man cave for you. So go ahead and embrace and enjoy the man cave that I've created for you. Take some time out for yourself. You know what I mean? Just don't bring the video games into the bedroom. But you know what I mean? And you have a curfew. don't make me come and get you, you know, but you know, like,
So he got a time limit on that man cave, but he has a man cave.
But he has a man
She gives
cave.
him his space.
Yeah, I give him his
But
space.
don't get carried away with it. You still
Yeah.
got
Yeah. You know,
to bring it
You
in.
better knock on the door. You just knock on the door. Hey,
2:00. Hey,
hey,
homeboy,
It's
shut
time to
down.
go. it's time to go. I'm almost done.
All right, finish that
it's
game
time
up.
to-
Come
yeah.
on, 2:00. Yeah. So I mean, but you know, like I think that people really need to find like a happy balance, and if you do it the right way, you can have it all.
She can.
Yeah,
Can have it all.
for sure.
Yeah, I feel like I have it all right now.
Hey, I ain't mad at it.
I'm gonna come over there and get some of that rubbing on you. So I need that
You
transfer.
know what I mean? I'll be rubbing shoulders
Just
like
rub-
that.
let
What
me
she
get some
got?
of
What
that.
she
Let me
got? I
get
need
some
some
of
of that.
Yeah, that's 20 years right there. I need that.
Yeah.
Keep it extended. You know what I mean? But Ty, you got some, boy? You all right?
Yes.
Okay.
Just rebooting over here. Just
I got
rebooting
you.
over
I
here.
got you.
Yes,
Go
yes.
ahead, T.
Shall I read some other
Yes.
stuff that I have here? Okay. Okay. So, like I had stated earlier, Miss Lucinda has fans. And
Okay.
She said, apparently. That's right. That's right. Apparently she does.
Now, like I had stated earlier, you know, I asked people for a small statement, and I ended up with a whole page. So I'm just gonna read what I have in front of me. Okay. And this comes from Roselle. Okay. So
No.
Roselle says, Miss Lucinda Johnson was one of the first people I met when I started at the consortium. She was very open and welcoming. Within just a week of working in the office, I found out a couple of things about her. Here's my short list. Yeah, okay. She actually made a list. Number 1, as a controller, she is serious about her receipts and saving money for the company. Okay, because that's what she do.
She's right about that.
If it's not a necessity, she not going for it. Play with your mama. Okay. That's what she said. I'm just reading what's here in front of me. Okay. Number 2, she is a published author. If you have not read Finding a Soulful Love, please proceed directly to Amazon and get it. You will not be disappointed.
Oh.
Okay. Number 3, she spoils her grandkids.
I do.
Yeah. If you have not heard a story about Isaiah, you're living under a rock. because apparently she talks about Isaiah a lot.
Shout out to Isaiah.
And
Jeremiah.
but she has here Isaiah, so we're gonna say with Jeremiah.
Shout out to Jeremiah.
Yeah, shout out to Jeremiah. Roselle, we're gonna talk about that later on. Okay, and number 4. I love number 4. She says her shoe game is unmatched. Hey.
Oh, my boo's gonna love that one. He buys all my shoes.
She says she probably has a different pair of shoes to match each outfit. It is so very true. Oh my goodness. Seriously though, she's firm but gives grace. She's serious but has a great sense of humor, and she will always respectably tell you what's on her mind. That is very true. Okay. I have been working with Lucinda for a little over a year, and I have to say that she has consistently shown herself to be an inspirational person that is part of the consortium family.
Oh, Roselle, that's so sweet.
Yes.
Shout out to Roselle.
Okay. I don't know. I
Start
don't know if I should read the last one or should I save it for a little?
Save the last one. We're gonna read it.
You can save the best for last.
Save the last one. I think I know who it's from.
Yes.
All right,
our favorite person.
We definitely gonna save the last one.
You gonna save the last one?
Yes, we got to put that in there.
I'm
Wow.
just I'm so overwhelmed with them all. I there are no words. I just don't have the words. I just yeah.
Oh, but you got to see the shoe game though.
Oh no, I mean, I see her today. Like I'm not like she said shoes. I'm like, oh yeah, I can see Miss Lucinda.
Yeah.
She puts her stuff together very well.
Shoe game is
Very
unmatched.
nice.
They are so sweet. They really are.
So let me ask you this: we've talked a lot about your writing, your poetry. Besides your writing, what else do you like to do? What else? What's the other talents that you have?
Well, actually, outside of my writing, I am a TV addict.
Oh, love it. What's your favorite show?
Yeah, right.
Oh my God. Mondays is NCIS night.
Oh,
Okay.
Okay. Tuesdays is 911. Yes,
Okay.
I agree.
The whole series.
Chicago on Wednesdays.
Yes.
FBI on Thursdays.
Yes.
Wow. Why do I know that?
Law and Order on Thursdays.
Law and Order on Thursdays.
SWAT and Blue Blood
Blue
on
Bloods,
Fridays.
yeah.
Okay. Wow.
Yes, those are my shows. And then we watch a lot of movies. We do a
Okay.
lot of good movies.
Okay.
Right now we're watching Dark Matter.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, that's good.
Okay,
Yeah, we're
okay.
checking that out. So the other series should be on this week. But we do a lot of movies. We love movies.
Okay.
I'm more of a TV network person though, but those are my shows. The comedy has to come in there to kind of break it up a little bit, with that balance.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It has to come in there because I am an emotional person too. So sometimes I can bring tears to my eyes. Like Equalizer.
Oh yeah, that's a great one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which one? What's your favorite?
The last two episodes where Queen Latifah and the detective decided to get together, and then they brought tears to my eyes.
Like finally.
Right. But then in the end, they end up not being together.
Yeah.
So, but I love those episodes.
See?
Okay.
Suspense. Yeah. Keep
Yeah.
it going.
Keep it going.
Suspense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
And
what's
when
up.
I'm not watching those, I'm watching Oxygen and for your main, crime shows.
Yeah. The Oxygen always got them crime shows.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Got them crazy shows. Like
Hey.
what in the world? Yeah.
Mhm.
But
Love
yeah, TV fanatic. And then I like to travel, going on vacations.
What was the last place you went?
The last place I went to Dubai and
Yeah.
Thailand
Dope.
with my sister family, and I went to Florida, getting ready to go to Martha Vineyards.
Okay.
Definitely.
What was Thailand like?
Thailand was nice.
Yeah.
I love Dubai more,
Okay.
but Thailand was nice. We went on boat rides. In Dubai, we went on a desert ride on the buggies. Oh, that was fun. That was awesome. But it was all nice. Dubai is beautiful.
Yeah.
It's really beautiful.
Mhm.
And we always have good times where we go. We was doing something every day. I was keeping up with the youngins.
Love it.
Yeah,
Yes.
I went scuba diving for the first time. That was scary but fun because I can't swim. But I got out there in the ocean because I had to have that experience. But my sister, she kept an eye on me. So when she knew it was time for me to come out the water,
Yeah.
she told them to take me out.
Yeah. Go get out the water. Yeah.
Yeah. They kept an eye on me. They're a real knit group that we were with. So, but it was fun. So traveling is another one I like. And then of course, my grandbabies. My grandson Jeremiah, he goes to Cabot Calloway School of the Arts. So he likes to dance. So he just was in a competition last week.
Yep.
So he had fun with that.
Yeah.
So
That's how he was. He was Mama's Parade in January.
Yes, he was.
Yeah.
Yeah. He was in the Mama's Parade. So he enjoys dance.
Yeah. Tell him keep that up.
Yeah.
The arts is great. I was a theater kid myself, so it creates a lot of confidence for you. And it allows you to find out talents you didn't have. And you embrace that, particularly at a young age. You get older, it pays off.
Yes. And he's loving it.
Yeah.
Yeah, he truly is. And I'm also a great grandmother.
You're a great grandmother?
Sure.
Of twin girls.
Of twin girls.
Wow.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, they're twin girls.
That's awesome.
So I enjoy spending time with the family.
Mom, grandmom, and great grandmom.
My great grandma.
That's dope.
And author.
And author. And executive.
And it's a lot.
Titles and more titles and more titles.
It's a lot.
But she handled it with such style and grace.
Yeah.
And, and
sure.
she makes it look so easy.
I have help.
Okay.
Yeah, I have help. Yeah. My significant other, he helps.
Okay.
He helps a lot.
Okay.
I can honestly say he contributes to a lot of my happiness right now because he keeps me balanced.
Okay.
And
That's dope.
I can see that I've done so much, and it feels good.
That's great to hear. I'm over here glowing because
Right.
I'm like, just to hear her say that, and from what she might experience previously, like that's such a great feeling to have. That's such a great feeling.
I can honestly say from the fantasies that I've had that he helped make them a reality, it added to that joy. The fact that that person learned who I was added to that. So now I feel like there's nothing I can't do because he gives me that encouragement to do that. So in writing, finding a Soulful Love was easy to write at that point because I was getting everything I needed to feel like I had that Soulful Love. So I didn't write a book about something that I didn't know.
Okay.
It was about what I was feeling and what I learned and what I now know.
So even
It took a
though
while to get there, but I got there.
even though you use the word fantasy, you actually manifested that for your life. This is what you were craving, and this is what you received.
And I end up getting that.
And you end up getting that. So that's a testament. I always tell people like, yo, don't give up. If what you want, you might not find, don't give up on it because you will find it.
Yes, you will.
You will find it.
Yes, you will.
That's real.
Do not give.
I'm still working on an 8-bedroom house. Still
Listen,
working on an
keep
8-bedroom
working,
house.
'cause-
Still working on an 8-bedroom house.
I got in trouble for the last things I put out there, so I'm not gonna say what I'm working on.
I told you, brother, watch what you say.
Watch what you say,
Words have power.
especially when they listening. And I run my mouth, so I'd be like, I better watch what I say. I better watch.
8-bedroom house. 8-bedroom house.
Have you thought about taking the book, Finding a Soulful Love, and making it an audiobook? Or, better yet, making it a podcast series for each chapter so you can do the readings?
Never thought about podcasts,
It can
but
be done.
I have thought about the audio lately because I did notice that when I had my last book signing, there were several people that said that they don't do hard copies anymore. They just do audio. Although a couple of them did say that they will go ahead and support me and they did purchase the book, but they said they do audio. So several people would say if you get it on audio, you might be able to even,
Expand it
out
some
to
more. Yeah.
to more
But America,
audience.
please stop being like, read a book. Pick up a book and read it. I know it's easier for us to listen, but pick up a book and read it. It's
Jimmy.
different.
These books are heavy. You want me to hold a book for hours on end and read?
Yeah. I mean, you can read it on your pad. You can read it on
If
anything.
you have a Kindle.
Yeah, you got Kindles, you got iPads. You can read these books. These aren't, but some people like to get audio
Just
stuff. I understand.
listen to them.
I understand. I'm a reader. That's why I read too much, as people would say.
Yeah.
So
I had a big collection of books too. I gave them all away. I guess I got to a point where I was like, I know everything in the books, and let me just get this information to somebody else that can use it. So I set a table outside, set free. Everybody's just coming past, grabbing the books. My neighbor's like, "You kind of deep, man. Some deep
I was about to
stuff."
say, what kind of book does I have?
Yeah,
So I had
Ty, what kind of books do you
the
have?
metaphysics of the science.
I've learned some things from you.
Neology, physiology,
Okay.
astrotheology, all that
I'm
stuff.
just saying. I mean, because
Biology.
him telling me about apple seeds was
Yeah.
enlightening for me. Thank you.
Hey, no, we don't tell her no more, Ty.
I'm not.
Don't give her no more fuel, Ty.
I'll put you down with the circadian rhythm clock one day. That's a good one.
The stuff you know, bro. The
Yeah.
stuff you know.
Yeah.
Listen, we're going to take a little radio ID. You listen to WPEB Radio, 88.1 FM, 95.1 FM, West Philadelphia. Family, we are sitting here interviewing Miss Lucinda Johnson, author of Finding a Soulful Love. I can't tell you how honored I feel to be sitting next to her. This is our first interview with the author. So you're actually cracking the seal for us in terms of expanding what we do and interviewing other types of creators.
Honored to be invited.
Listen, I wanted to make sure when we talked to you, it was definitely about the book, but definitely about your life as well, because I value the wisdom that you've gained through your experience. And, some of the things you've even said as a man, I can appreciate. And I think about just the understanding you have today that allows you to speak the way that you do. It gave me kind of like, see, I knew I wasn't wrong. I knew I wasn't wrong. She might think she always right, but I knew I wasn't wrong. That's why we just stay quiet, right, Ty?
Exactly, my brother.
Don't be going home and saying Lucinda said.
You never know, though.
Get me in trouble.
You never know.
Yeah. But no.
All right.
It is. It is on audio? Yeah, it's not audio yet. Is it?
No,
Okay.
it's on Amazon for sure.
Okay. Listen, I'm one of the types to be like, when someone comes in and I can appreciate so much of what you put into the book, your story. Some of it is definitely stuff that you've created as well.
Yeah.
But the foundation and the core of it is you.
Yes.
Although it might be a fiction novel, it's one of those things where this is fiction, but based on a true story. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And that's kind of stories I like because they're real. They're authentic. It's not something, this is an idea in my head. It's actually a real story. And I feel like the realness and the authentic nature of it allows people to gravitate towards it and feel like this is me. I'm reading about myself as well. I might be reading the story from Cynthia's point of view, but I'm reading about myself as well. I know you probably had a lot of people say that to you. I've read a lot of reviews that said that.
Yes.
I mean, the connection with the people directly is so impactful. It's so impactful. How do you even feel about just like, because I mean, we do stuff all the time, right? We'll do a show, just do the show. We, put our work in, go hard, do our research, do a show, and then it comes out the way it comes out. And people are just like, yo, that show was great. What is that like for you? You sat down, you had a vision, you wrote your book, and then now today it's like, wow.
It's still wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's still wow because it's still hard to believe sometimes that I actually wrote a book.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, and it's going the way that it's going. It might not have made me a millionaire, but I know that when people are reading it, which is the most important part, is that the readers are getting what I've said, and the readers can look at it and they can use that, look at those experiences and use that for themselves to see
They
if
see themselves.
she's right, because we always arguing about this toothpaste thing in the end, I end up putting the top on it anyway. So why bother? I'm just going to just go ahead and put it in because that's just him.
Right.
Is it worth it? Pick your battles.
Yes.
That's what it is. Pick your battles. Is it really worth going through there? You have to pick your battles.
Some battles are hard to pick, man. Some battles are just hard to pick.
And some people just want to pick every battle. Oh no, you not. I'm gonna tell you how I feel.
Some battles are tough.
Like, leave that battle. Don't do that now.
It's still unbelievable sometimes
Yeah.
to me that I managed to write this book. And even as I sat and started writing the next one, it's still exciting
Yeah.
for me to know that I can still take a thought and run with it. And then just be like, okay, this is something that I'm going to experience,
Okay.
something that you see that you want to try for yourself, or I saw this, can this really be real? And if it can be real, I can feel it, and then I can write it so other people can feel it when they read it.
Well, it's good when they keep on asking you, is there a part 2 and will there be another book? You've done an excellent job.
Thank you. Thank you. I think when there's the scene in there where Cynthia wanted to experience the jacket and the lingerie on the road. So you're doing it. So the whole time, like, making sure that this is going to work when I write it. Is the reader going to feel it and say, I'm going to do it? I have to experience it. So, but the whole time I'm doing it, I'm on the highway, I'm riding, I'm like, my hands are tight on that wheel, and I'm like going the speed limit. I'm like, please don't let me get pulled over. Please don't let me get pulled over.
Man, please step out the vehicle. Okay, ma'am.
Are you sure?
Yeah. So, and then you go back, and then you can write from that experience, and it makes you smile while you're writing, and it's therapy, and it's relaxing.
You said something that was key. The therapy part. I think sometimes we don't realize that. Sometimes we'll go talk to somebody like a therapist, and we'll go to sessions and we'll have sessions. But the creative part of us allows us to dive a little deeper into our healing and our therapy. And I mean, I can attest to that just from writing music or even talking about stories on a podcast. There's so much that you can gain from the work that you do, which is why I even feel like, I don't want to go to church again, but I feel like sometimes God puts this on your heart because he might say, hey, you might not have healed from this, but I have a way for you to.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
And this is going to be actually better than actually sitting down talking to somebody. This is going to be more beneficial to you to get this out.
You can feel the release of it.
Yes.
Just kind of just flowing out in your writing.
Yes.
Yeah.
And you can feel better for it after that. Like, wow, I feel so much better. I can let that go.
Yeah.
Because, like you say, a lot of people just talking at you when you're telling them things. They just talking back at you. It's really you that have to experience it and feel it and let it go.
Yeah. Yeah.
That
That's
takes a
real.
lot.
It does.
Mm-hmm.
It does. It's not an easy thing. So
Because I think all the time, like when you write a book and you put yourself out there, it's not only your story, but you're telling everybody else's story who you've met and who came in contact with. So it's just like you're telling your story, but you're telling their story as well.
yeah.
But you're telling your story through your eyes.
Right.
Right.
Right. What is your
And
partner?
there's a lot of writers out there because people have diaries and they just don't know that is their book.
Yeah.
And
Their
they
story.
just don't realize that they can take that diary and turn it into a
A book?
manuscript.
Yeah.
Well, do you still write poems?
Yes.
And have you ever considered to just write a book full of poems?
Poetry book.
Yeah.
No, I hadn't thought about that.
You should.
To be or not to be, that is the question.
You ever thought about you ever thought about recording your poems and putting them behind some music?
No, that would be nice.
Guys are giving me ideas.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, listen, don't start talking to me about ideas. I'll come out my rabbit hole and be like, you know what, you can try this.
Right.
But
Roses are red.
yeah, right. No, but I mean, like I think
Sky is yellow.
I think how people receive the work is a vital key in connecting with them. So, like sometimes poetry, when you read it, it might not have the same meaning unless you have a voice behind it.
That's true.
And that voice can actually articulate more through the words to, I guess, put emphasis in certain places, bring out certain aspects of it, just to make it stronger. So that's why I was saying, like, it would be dope to actually hear your poetry and listen, right? Put it behind some music and really vibe with it. Like it's almost like sometimes people can make them like affirmations for themselves and things that they can use for themselves and learn from. I love poetry. I'm never going to say I'm a poet because I'm not, but I know putting words together, you can create a very interesting dynamic with understanding people and how they relate to it.
Yes, you can.
Poetry can touch your heart if you allow it to, if you feel deep enough about it. Poetry can also make you angry. You know what I mean? So there's different things. And nowadays poetry is not like it used to be. Poetry is actually becoming more mainstream in terms of people putting themselves out there.
A lot more people are putting themselves out there.
Yeah.
I don't know.
You don't know?
Have you ever considered to just do like an open mic night and just read your poems?
No.
Is that another idea too?
Yeah. I'm just saying.
We live
in Philadelphia.
We're going to call it the Love Lounge with Lucinda Johnson.
That's what I'm saying, yo.
Gotta say in the deep voice.
It sounds so sexy.
Lucinda Johnson. Had to sound like time. Yeah, right.
It's a deep voice.
Yes, the snapping of the fingers. Hey.
Uh-huh.
I'm telling you. I ain't got my beret, but I'll wear one that day. I'll tell you that much.
And everybody wear all black.
Turtlenecks. Let me get my turtleneck out.
I think of all the ideas and suggestions, I think the one that I would be more comfortable starting with would be the podcast for just reading certain chapters of the book. Like I can see that.
I think that'd be dope.
Because then I'm by myself.
Yeah, no, I think that'd be really dope. You can sit there, tune the world out, put your headphones on, and read your chapters.
Yeah, that sounds like a nice.
You probably could even also talk about when and how you wrote the chapters. I was driving down the street and I was sitting in front of this car, and all of a sudden it hit me, and this is the chapter.
How that one came to be.
Yeah.
Or I was watching something on TV and say, you know what?
So you can be up late tonight, like, you know what? Oh, yeah.
Significant others would be like, I know that gave you some. It was time to go to sleep, baby. Time to go to sleep.
Like, it's 2:00. Turn the lights out.
What was the reaction from your Soulful Love after the book was completed?
He was very proud.
Yeah.
Okay.
He enjoyed reading it, and he's waiting for me to start my second book.
Yeah.
Too.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
what's
But
up.
he was very, very proud of me. Yes, he was.
That's great.
Yeah, even as I tell him about the reviews and whatnot, he just gives me even more encouragement that, if I can read a review and be like, oh, they say he was, and he can be like, well, that is what you're doing. That's an awesome review. Just really, I'm really proud to see that people are seeing your book the way that they see, and it still just gets that encouragement with those reviews. Like, if I don't think it's that awesome, he's like, you don't realize how these reviews have been. They are really great.
Yeah.
They're really great. He said, don't let us fill your head up, but because I shared when I shared a couple of reviews that I got from within the last 3 weeks. Within the last 3 weeks, there have been some new reviews out on Amazon. So when I shared those with him, he was like, wow.
Yeah.
Those are really good reviews.
Mm-hmm.
See?
Yeah.
I'd be the type. My baby, she an author, bro.
Right.
She put that work in. Y'all know about that?
Lucinda Johnson.
I'm telling you.
Girl.
Yeah, right.
I know her.
Like they say Lucinda Johnson, okay? That's my people. That's my love, all right?
Yeah, because he's done that. We've been out and he's talked about the book, and the next thing you know, and it's being in the bars around guys. The next thing you know, they buying the book.
Mm-hmm.
Yep, I'd be the same way. Hey, you ain't heard? Hey, bro, here's the link. Go ahead and
I
buy
don't
it.
know who that is.
Right.
Because sometimes he would just say, she's an author. And I'd be like,
That's what I'm saying. They talk you up. Oh yeah, she's all proud of you. Proud of you. That's love. That's love.
I mean, that's how I was. You know what I mean? I was like, oh my God, fellas, you got to have her on the show. And they was like, well, who is she? I was like, she's Lucinda Johnson.
That's where she was. Oh no, we're gonna interview an author, Jimmy. That's what we're interviewing. We're gonna interview an author. She wrote a book. This is what we're interviewing. What?
What's going on?
What? I'm like, what? Tell me what's going on? But I can honestly say that, you're a true blessing for coming on with us tonight and sharing your novel. That's also sharing your personal story with us too. I'm always say, and this, sharing is not easy. We're exposed, we're vulnerable, and sometimes it can be scary. Sometimes it can make you feel like, I'm not comfortable with this. But the fact that you did it tonight, we overwhelmingly greatly appreciate you.
And I appreciate being here, and you guys made me feel very comfortable.
Oh, that's love.
You really did.
See, it was all right, right? It was all right.
We were nice.
Yeah, I was nervous.
Yeah.
But you guys really made me feel at home.
That's all we ask. I tell guests all every time they nervous. I'm like, don't worry about it. You'll be just fine. And I understand people have their hesitancies, and they're like, oh well, I don't know, but. Yeah. You coming on tonight is a true blessing. I mean,
thank you.
We were talking about your book, but we talked about so much more about love and relationships and the importance of having the outside world not affect your relationship.
Yes.
And how you have to think about what makes the two of you work more than what makes society think you're working. And like I said, I appreciate that so much because that's what I crave. That's what I want for my relationship. I don't want the outside world to dictate how we go.
Right.
I want it to be how we want it to be. And, I can see that you're an example of that. And, you said several times,
Thank you.
I'm very happy with where I'm at. And that's the feeling you want.
Yes.
That's the feeling you want. No matter where you are in life, that's the feeling you want. Yeah. So with that being said, we got one more
small statement.
One more small statement from the man himself.
Yes.
Shout out to him. I'll give a shout out when you're done. See, go ahead.
Okay, here we go. And I think at this, when I finish this, we will all know who this is from.
Uh-huh.
So here we go. Lucinda joined us through a temp agency during a critical period of our agency. We had serious financial issues, so serious that we could not afford to continue to pay them. Of course, that meant that Lucinda could not continue her employment with us. Rather than be placed with another organization, she chose to stay with us as a volunteer. Wow. And has been with us ever since. Our relationship is unlike any other I have with any other coworkers. We trust her. We trust her judgment. She is right by my side when important financial decisions must be made. She puts our employees and their families first. She makes sure we manage our finances with integrity. I don't know where we would go without her. I don't know who I would be without her. Peace and love. Ladies and gentlemen, who are we speaking in reference to? Mr. John White
Jr. Shout out to John White Jr. Shout out to the squad. Shout out to the squad.
I cannot believe you did this. I cannot. Oh my God.
So, Miss Lucinda.
Are you going to be in that?
I'm going to give you this. This is for you to keep. That is your keepsake.
Oh my God.
That is all.
I didn't even know if I can look at them tomorrow.
Yeah, they're waiting for you tomorrow.
without crying, or I just I'm just so
very well
appreciative of how they all feel. It just makes you just feel warm. It's feel warm all over. And that's the emotional side of me, of course.
Love it.
It is just beautiful.
Yeah, it's gonna be nice tomorrow.
Yeah, it's gonna be. Oh yeah, it's gonna be real nice. That's gonna be really nice.
And I appreciate the comfort that you guys gave me this evening and being here to talk about my book,
Finding a Soulful Love.
Finding a Soulful Love.
I love
Amazon.
Amazon. Yeah. So where can they find it? Let's make sure we let people know.
Finding a Soulful Love can be found on Amazon, Goodreads, Barnes and Nobles, and the Reading Glass bookstore.
Okay. And how can people find out more about you?
I'm working on a website. It's called Blissful Lovejoy.
Okay.
And it'll be up and running soon. And they will be able to send any comments they have about any books that they read. I can also be emailed at beloved@yahoo.com.
Okay. And any social media platforms?
I am on Facebook,
Mm-hmm.
Instagram, and TikTok.
Okay.
TikTok,
and
TikTok.
on Facebook, who are you on Facebook?
I guess you just type in Lucinda Johnson and you should be able to find me.
Okay.
Yes.
Mhm.
Yeah, you type in Lucinda Johnson and the book cover comes up and you'll find her right there.
Yeah, a Soulful Love.
It came right
There are
up.
a lot of Lucinda Johnsons out there.
Yes. Yeah. I have met a couple of people that actually are named Lucinda. I actually met because it's not a common name. But yeah, Lucinda Johnson, Finding a Soulful Love.
Okay.
Amen.
Yeah,
So
that's love.
anything you want to say to Miss Johnson before
I'm thankful you came out this evening. I'm going to take a few clips from this because you said some serious things.
Oh,
there.
yes, you did.
Yeah.
You're dropping gems.
dropping bars, as we say.
Yeah. I might have to put some music behind it and send it to her, right?
Yeah, that's listen for sure. See,
Thank you.
Yeah.
And then you guys should check out the Eric Roberson Lessons.
oh yeah, we will.
You
I know that
enjoy
song,
it. It's a very good song. It has meaning.
Definitely.
Yeah.
So,
Because I like to listen to music that still has meaning behind it.
we us in this room, yeah, that's our forte
Sure.
for sure. Ty, you gonna have to send me that music.
Gotcha.
Miss Lucinda, thank you for coming.
Thank you for inviting me.
Yeah, it's not having any other way. Yeah. Woo.
Well, I mean, on that note, I like I said, I greatly appreciate you tonight for coming and sharing your story, giving your testimony, for telling your truth, and sharing it with the world. I love this because this is what we seek. This is what our goals are. We set out to do a show, and you want people to feel like they're making an impact in other people's lives. So I greatly appreciate you coming on tonight. And remember, family, go out. Please go find Finding a Soulful Love. Go get it. Go read it. Leave a comment. Let the people know what you think. Contact Miss Lucinda. Please go do it. And I want to send a special thank you to the whole family at the Consortium Incorporated.
Yes.
They are our avid supporters. We greatly appreciate all of you out there. If you're listening, bottom of our hearts, from our team, we greatly appreciate y'all so much. But on that note, we're going to end the show right here. We thank y'all for listening to Jimmy Bond's podcast right on WPEB 88.1 FM, 95.1 FM, West Philadelphia.
Fam, that's going to wrap the show. We want to thank you for listening to Jimmy Bond's podcast on Illadelphia Radio. We ask you to leave your comments and questions at 844-844-1244. Again, that's 844-844-1244. You can also email us at jimmybondspodcast@gmail.com. Again, that's jimmybondspodcast@gmail.com. That's JIMMYBONDS podcast@gmail.com. Remember to take nothing for granted and value every opportunity you have with your friends, your family, and your loved ones. For in these times, every moment is sacred. So until the next episode, you can find me on Good Hope Road, screaming, stay up, don't sleep in your dreams. I'm Jimmy Bonds, and I'm out. Fight on, come on.